Our Gurudev used to say, there should be no compromise on truthfulness, come what may. What is therefore the fate of our lawyers and politicians?
First of all, when the spiritual teachings were given out, there were no lawyers. This lawyer and politician is a new feature, you know. So, lawyers, if they stick to truth, they cannot practice. Now, those who really want to stick to truth without any compromise will not take up the profession. So, there will be finally very few lawyers who will stick to the truth and fight cases in the court. As long as man is greedy, I think that is a very, very remote possibility.
Greed apart, even very survival will be out of question.
So, when somebody is so serious and says, now I will only speak the truth, then he will make sure that he comes, if he cannot adjust with his profession, he will come out and do something else. Or, with no compromise, he wins or loses, he will stick to the truth. Now, this is a very rare phenomenon. Very rarely there are such people. But there are, I can't say there aren't.
Yeah.
But even among politicians. See, Mahatma Gandhi never told a lie. He tried his best, I think. He himself said, here and there I might have, I don't know. But I have tried my best. But didn't he bring about a revolution which was so strong?
Very true. But
today,
there is very few.
Very few. In fact, I want to read the description of Kali Yuga as given in the Bhagavatam. It's very interesting. I've said Vedas can be purchased. Rulers can be bought. Very interesting. This is written how many 100 years ago?
Yeah. In today's world, as a spiritual aspirant, how much of importance is to be given to fasting and silence?
Sir, as far as fasting is concerned, it's a very good discipline for the mind, because the best way, suppose you are at a certain age, it is not so difficult, but especially when you have full energies, the senses are very difficult to control. And the one way to curb the senses is fasting. Plus, in a spiritual practice, it cleanses the system. Fasting means you need not torture the body. You can drink water. You can you spend a whole day without eating, but you can drink water. And in the evening, break the fast. There's some little bit of food. Not
Regulated.
Regulated. Not like you have fasted the whole day and you have a big feast. And that has no meaning actually. It has absolutely no sense. So, and also before you begin to fast, you eat so
Anticipatory training.
This is not. But if you eat moderate quantities of food and fast, it's a very good spiritual practice. And it need not be done in any season. It can be done throughout the year at any point. I think it's a very good practice. It also is good to fast because it cleanses the system and keeps you in proper shape. Even if you fast for 10 days, actually nothing will happen to the body. Take liquids.
Gandhiji used to say once a week, both.
No problem at all. Then we are afraid, what will happen if I don't? Nothing will happen. If you first 2 days you will feel little tired, next day you will be fine. Take some saline, drink some salt water, this sugar mixed water or some juice. It's okay. Water also you can fast. The only thing you cannot fast is breath. And after 1 minute you will have to breathe. And it is the most important nutrition actually. And then the next one you asked was about
Silence.
silence. No, silence actually is golden. If you can afford to be silent, there is nothing, no better discipline. Because much of our energy is lost in unnecessary chatter. Gossip, chatter. Actually energy is wasted.
But we have seen some who do observe silence at the same time. What they cannot communicate without words, they try to communicate with action. which is spending more energy than
that
talking
is not,
itself.
that is not a good idea. According to me, when you are silent, be silent. You don't have to communicate with anybody. Small things like you want to eat food and everybody knows. You don't have to go into any complicated. I have seen some carried to ridiculous extents. Somebody told me there is one great saint living in somewhere. So they said that he is in silence, but he would like to speak to you. I said, he is in silence, how will he speak to me? No. If he says yes, he will make like this. If he says no, he said, I said, what is this? So they connected him on the phone and gave it to me, and he is making and all. I also said, thank you, Maharaj, thank namaskar, and put it on. I mean, when you are silent, there is another thing, since you know you must be doing this. Ramana Maharshi said, there is one silence which is greater than not talking at all, which is when the mind becomes absolutely silent. There is no ingoing thought or outgoing thought. Now, that is something.
That is the silence that we are talking about.
Real silence. That is something which, when attained, even if you talk a little, it doesn't matter. Maharshi hardly talked. He said a few words which was enough. So when the mind becomes quiet, then that silence is the most important silence.
That is what we mean by silence.
That is the real silence. It is the silence from which all speech originated. It is the essence of life.
But talking about food, can there be any description of the quantum or quality of food that an aspirant should take, spiritual
If you are a
aspirant?
sadhaka, then avoid all foods which are extreme, in the sense that they are difficult to digest, which are too hot, not only temperature-wise, but
Okay.
also spicy and pungent, because it all increases the sensory movements. Then eat, like in the Gita it is said, either eat too much, nor too little. So there must be a moderation in your food. You don't have to eat once you have felt, now I'm okay, stop it. Don't eat it because something is very tasty, so I go and eat it. That should not be done. Then I would say that any food which involves killing of animals should be avoided. If you are a spiritual aspirant, then you should not do it. But there are people who want to practice spiritual, go on the spiritual journey, who are by birth born and brought up as non-vegetarian. Now it is too much to tell them, you stop it, then only you can become spiritual. So you let them start their work. After some time, deep down from their minds,
It must come from it.
it must come, otherwise you cannot stop it, because the taste factor is very high. What most people don't understand, that nobody, for instance, would like to eat any raw meat. It's only when it is even cooked, it's only when you add spice that one is able to eat. Now the same spices can be added to vegetables and you will get the same thing. I am telling you, there are hundreds of foods in this world where you don't have to kill animals. It's proved beyond doubt now by scientists that you don't have to kill animals to sustain yourself. In such a situation, why would one do it? This is, if you are doing it, then you are slave to your senses because of the taste or because of habit. But should we break our habits if necessary? But difficult to convince youngsters. Okay.